Good morning. Good morning. We're doing some Mr. Rogers stuff today where we put our earrings on and we're late. We gotta put our sneakers on. He's still making breakfast. All right. There's a lot of things happening with the hair. Good morning. It's Tuesday, y'all. Girl, we made it to Tuesday. Feels still really early in the week. Feels like there's more in the week left than what we did. But it's another beautiful day. How is everyone? There's the dogs. Brian, good morning. How you doing today? I'm doing a Mr. Rogers put my sneakers on as we wait for everybody to show up. It says I'm on the right correct one. It says I'm on the right correct one. So it's messed up, I think. Frozen. Internet is weird. Let me check something. Is it still frozen? Is that better? You're back? Am I okay? It's okay now. Okay. All right. Sometimes we just gotta wait it out. Sound is in and out. Okay. All right. Well, good morning, everybody. All good. Okay. All is right with the world. All right. So, okay. So who are the dogs waiting for you? They're just always staring at me. Come in, just stare at me. So yesterday, raise your hand if you are currently in a relationship and still dating each other. And do you think that's important? All right, Denise. They needed a donut first, obviously, Victoria. So the question of the day, you're back but out of sync. You know what, let's try this. So, check that, I just changed to a different internet. Tell me if it's better. Hold up. Wait a minute. All right. The dog. No. Still in and out. Let's see. Yes, Lee said, I think it is. My husband doesn't. Oh. Lynn, thank you for the gifts. Is the internet better? What was the question? The question is, if you're in a relationship, now or otherwise, how important do you think it is that you still date each other? And what does... And what does that look like to you? Very important. What does that mean? Okay, Jeremy, I'm glad you asked. Here's what I think. And raise your hand if you agree. What's a date? Okay. I have been both a wife and a girlfriend. I think it's super important, but we don't do it. After 32 years married, dating is very important. Married 11 years, still dating each other. Missed the question. I'm in and out. Can't hear you. Italian Queen, go out, come back in. I don't know what else to do. I've tried both internet, so I don't know. So I've been both a wife and a girlfriend. I'm going to say this with a knife in my hand. We can't hear every fifth word. But I'm just going to stop that. Married 40 years, not dating, we just go out to eat. Yeah, that's not the same. I dated my pod once a week. It's important. Date somebody. I think it's one of the reasons my marriage failed, not dating. They have to go back out and come back in, and then it's fine. I went out and come back in, and now it's working. All right, so that's the fix. So I've been a girlfriend and a wife, and I gotta be honest, a girlfriend is so much better because you get all the perks without all the stuff, right? Like you get to go on dates, you get to get your hair did. You're like, oh, I should do my hair. Your frame of mind is different, right? I'm 23 and the dating scene is awful. Girl, I was gonna say, you think it's awful then. Think about what it's like at 53. But I think it's just as bad for you. I've seen you, what you've got, what your options are. Hold out though, hold out. There are some good ones. So I said to Jason, every day is a date with my husband, said Italian Queen. Oh, that makes me love her and hate her at the same time. Right? You're like, oh, you so happy, Italian Queen. Like, you want to love that for her, but you also want to punch her. But I love it. So, I said to Jason, we're not married. He knows that. I was just filling in anybody. Do you mean date someone else when you're married? No, let's be clear. I think it's really important. Here's why I say I think it's really important. Because I think every couple, I don't care who you are, when you hit that 50-ish mark, maybe you've been married for 20, 30 years, you got some kids together, ba-da-ba-da-ba, you get so wrapped up in the stuff of life, that you forget to pay attention to her. And this is what happens. And it happens on both sides. I feel like when you break up or you divorce, your brain has to shift. Stop going on dates and just sit on the couch individually scrolling like normal couples. Jeremy, you gonna be kicked to the curb real soon. Jeremy, this conversation is for you. Is that you can see it. I don't know. I feel like you see it in men even more. Because I think women are always used to doing stuff, planning. But I think when a man is divorced, he's got to step back, look at his big old belly. Don't even get me started. He starts going to the gym. He starts he starts, the most important thing, he starts planning dates. What'd I say? Yeah. If he is lucky enough to find a partner that would like to go out with him, he got to plan something. Because women on dating apps or otherwise, I've been planning everything my whole life. I'm not planning anymore. I feel like that is and please tell me if I'm wrong, the number one gripe for most women is that we feel like we're doing everything. And yeah, to be honest, just hearing this question makes me realize I don't do enough stuff with her. I think the word is for. Not with her, for. You gotta plan stuff. You're a planner, that is your job. You do plan stuff for her, what are you talking about? Anyway, I think that the art of thinking about what a person would like to do on a date or what they would like to do, yeah, that my parents still date, but that's my mom's gripe. I'm telling you right now, a woman will get blown away if a man is like, listen, I just need you to be ready at 7. Maybe have this kind of clothes on, maybe some comfortable shoes as opposed to like your sexy shoes, whatever. And maybe bring an extra jacket. After a while, women don't like when the man plans things. I don't know, Rick. I think that there could be a nice balance. I don't know no woman that's like, you planned all this stuff, it made me so mad. No, unless it's just football, you know. There's an art to dating and I lost my brush. Well, and maybe this conversation will help. I just feel like it's important. Anyway, so I said to Jason, I think we need to start dating each other and we can take turns. Like every week, a different, the other person has to plan the date. So he said, all right, I'm going to go first. I said, okay. But we're still new. I have an ex that told me he was not a planning person. Didn't take me long to figure it out. Bye-bye. Our dates are going to comedy shows. Those are good dates. My husband and I wouldn't know what to do without our kids. Whenever we do things, we take our kids. Girl, you're gonna need to figure it out. Tiffany Hall. I'm new to dating, single for years, and she wants to be around me all the time. And that's a lot. That might be the pendulum swinging too far. Anyway, so Jason says, I want you to meet me downtown so I can take the train into the city, works in the city. And he's like, and make sure you wear comfortable shoes. And I was like, okay. I said, what does that mean? Because we're going to go on a walking date. I've never been on a walking date before. And I said, my husband doesn't care enough to plan one. Sarah, you better say it. You got to tell him. Here's what I'm going to say. I'm going to give him the benefit of the doubt and say, if he doesn't know, then that's our fault for not saying it. Now, if you say it and he still doesn't do it, then it's on him. We got to start communicating. Let me tell you what a walking date is, Shakendra. I know, Robin, it could be dangerous. Big dates and big surprises. I fear what he would plan. Listen, that's part of it, Robin. Jason was like, Dena, I had it all planned out. We're going on a walking date. And in my mind, I was like, I don't know. I'm going to go on a walking date. But you can't be like that. You have to be like, no, that sounds like exercise. Kelly, that's what I was thinking. So I get off the train, which was a whole mess because they didn't charge me to go on the train. And I was like, nobody charged me for a ticket. You can't get a ticket at the station. So I thought you were going to ask me on the train, and then nobody asked me. And then I was like, I think I got a free train. And then they make you buy a ticket to get out. I was like, I think I just got a free train ride. I was so excited. And then I got to the bottom, and there's all these things you have to scan a ticket. I was like, what if nobody charged you a ticket? And then I saw it. It said, buy your exit ticket. That's when they get you. They get you at the end. You think you got a free train ride? No, you didn't. You're in the city you want to be in, but you're not going to get onto the street. So it's entrapment is exactly what it is. And I was like, what the hell is an exit ticket? This is a very weird way of doing it. Whatever. So my exit ticket was $8.75. So yeah, it was SEPTA. So I say to the guy, listen, is there a cheaper way to do this? Because $8.75 for one way seems dumb. So he goes, did you get a ticket at the station? I go, well, they didn't sell them there. Yeah, they did. I go, okay. They don't. There's no people. There's no thing. So he goes, well, how'd you scan in? I go, I didn't. That's what I'm trying to tell you. I didn't. He goes, well, you had to scan in. I go, I didn't though, because that's why I had to get an exit ticket. And so we did that. And I was like, I'm going to talk to somebody else. So I go over to the ticket booth, and they go, you have to get a fast pass. I go, okay, how's that work? We have to scan in, scan out. I go, again, there's no scanner. She goes, ma'am, there's a scanner. So then we talked about that for a bit. She goes, then how did you get on the train? I go, that's what I'm trying to tell you. I was entrapped into this train ride because I just got on and nobody said anything. And now I'm here. Now I'm at the train and you trying to get me for $8.75. I'm just asking. She goes, well, it would have been $6.50 if you had scanned in. I go, okay, I feel like we're getting somewhere. So it is cheaper. So we did that for a bit. Here's where it landed. Nowhere. Okay. I walk away, and I have I'm supposed to be at 30th Street Station. This is why city dating won't work for me. I'm telling you, girl, you got to put some time into dating in the city. I was like, but I turn around, I'm like, I don't know where I am. I'm not asking that guy because he didn't understand anything I said. And then all of a sudden, a lady stops and stares at me. She goes, "Are you that girl?" And I go, "From the internet?" And she was like, "I know who you are." And I was like, "Could you get me to Market Street?" And she was like, "You're the comedian. And you do the videos." I go, "Yeah, what's your name?" Her name's Rochelle. So we made friends, we took a picture, and I said, she goes, "Can we get a picture?" I go, "If you can take me to Market Street." She goes, "I'll do it." So we get upstairs. I find Jason. Now it's time for the walking date. Just so you know, none of this was included in the walking date. And he's in like full like work clothes. And I was like, "Did you want me to bring you walking date clothes?" He didn't ask. He didn't care. Because he was on a date walking. And I was like, where are we going? He was like, "Don't worry about it. We just have to be at certain places at certain times." Okay. I'm thinking, I hope one of these is a spa. One of these is. But it was nice. It was a beautiful day. Madeline, I've been on for 17 minutes. Yeah, I should have gotten the refund for $8.75, but it should be $6.50. I'll put $6.50 into a date. Either way, we walked around the city, and he was like, "Let's find just a bar to go grab a drink." I was like, "Okay." So we did. We just walked around and we talked. But here's what happens, Curly Top. We're walking around. He was like, "This is nice. Do you want to stop at this bar?" And I was like, "Okay." And they had gluten-free fries, and they had blackened string beans, which I don't even know what that was, but it was good. Should have uploaded more, like OneFunnyMorning. They had more views. Oh, okay, good to know. Thank you. Did your new friend tell you how to skip? No, that was Rochelle. No, she didn't tell. She did tell me that I was in the SEPTA part and I had to make my way to 30th Street Station, which are two different, it's the whole thing, whatever. So we stopped at the bar, we had a drink. But now, this is what I started noticing. Now he says, "This is nice, right? This part of town, you like this part of town?" And I was like, "Yeah, it's fine. Seems nice, yeah." Now, I was trying to get over to Warby Parker so I could go look at some glasses, which is on the other side of the city. So I said, "Yeah, I mean, are we going over to Walnut? Is that the door?" He goes, "Yeah, but I mean, what about, like, what do you think, do you like this section?" And I was like, yeah. No, he doesn't know how to scan in either. And I said, "Yeah, seems nice." He goes, "All right, let's keep walking." But he looks like he's going like in a certain direction. And I was like, what's happening? So I keep walking. Then I noticed that we're walking down real nice streets, like real bougie streets in Philadelphia. Like, oh, Carol, real nice streets, right? Oh, they got stoops. The sidewalks are clean. Okay. The windows got those fancy window boxes. Yeah. Claire. Yeah. Lorene. Yeah. And he's going, "This is nice, right? You like the air? Look at this one's over by a little grocery store." I said, and then all of a sudden, he starts playing, "How much do you think this, look at that, this one's, how much do you think this house is?" I go, okay, all right, you got me liquored up. You got me liquored up, walking around the streets. Yeah, you found a bar around the corners, it's gluten-free. Yeah. I said, okay, what is this? What's happening? Are we house hunting? Because I didn't know nothing about this. It would make future dates easier without a train ride. I would save $6.50. Mm-hmm. And so, yeah, Eileen, he goes, so now I'm like, this whole thing. Okay. So now we get to the end of this. So now, yeah, we drunk buying a house. So we find this. He goes, now this is on this side, this is on this side, and this is about, okay. He goes, now what do you think this would cost? I picked some astronomical number. And he goes, look at it on the app. And I love to play this game. Who doesn't? Who doesn't love to stop in front of a fancy house and just be like, how much is this house? I always win. But I was wrong. And he goes, it's a lot cheaper than you thought it was. I go, okay. All right. I go, are we getting to Warby Parker at all? So now we get to the end of the street. And I was like, why don't we go this way? Because no, let's just go. Let's make a left here and then a right. Yeah. I said, we're going to go look at, okay. Okay. Mm-hmm. So, yeah, so when is your house up for sale? I was like, listen, by the time we get to Warby Parker, I'm trying to, like, I don't know, a couple pairs of glasses. Maybe I'll post them later. You can't even really see them in the pictures. Didn't have time to buy one. But maybe we bought a house. I don't know. But it was definitely different. Like, how many people, like, there's part of me that's like, okay, maybe I could live in the city for a year or two. I know, Carmen, I know, I just fixed the kitchen. I know. Where am I going? I like space. I'm not getting this in the city. So, I don't know. Hey, dear guy. That's what I said, Kelly. Oh, I need outdoor space. So, it was very funny. But it was a walking date. Girl, it was a date. We didn't fess up, but I was like, can you tell me where your head is right now? Because I'm just trying to catch up with wherever you are. Yeah, I don't think I could not live in the city. Were there hedges? No. Kendra, no hedges. Yeah. Elfreth's Alley. It wasn't, there were a few alleys. He's a big fan of the alleys. So, but I don't know which one. So, oh no, he didn't buy a place without talking to me. He wouldn't do that. No, that's crazy. Men should not do that. But it was nice, Dad. A walking date was nice. Because then you just, like, we had like drinks here. If we had time, we would have done drinks here, walked a little more, had appetizers here, walked a little more. There was music on the street. We went to Rittenhouse Square. So there's music. So we're coming into Rittenhouse Square. And it's a beautiful day, right? So there's a million people outside in Philadelphia. And there's people, drawing art. There's people hanging out. We hear this music. And Jason was like, he's like, oh, there's someone playing the flute in the middle of Rittenhouse Square, right? There's kids dancing, playing the flute. We're getting closer and closer. And all of a sudden, we look and he's not playing the flute. Girl, he playing a fancy recorder. I was like, is it 5th grade? What's happening? It was a recorder. It sounded beautiful. I didn't know that people actually played them other than in 5th grade and they were plastic. This one was wood. It was beautiful. Kids are playing. People are enjoying. I was like, nobody has ever played the recorder in an area where anyone wanted to listen. He was not playing Hot Cross Buns. He was not. And you weren't like this. Oh, You didn't do that either. It was very funny. Then, so we're walking through the park, and there are these three old dudes sitting on a park bench. But clearly have known each other forever, having a great afternoon, just smoking pot, just sitting on a bench, listening to a recorder, living life. I said, these guys have lived here forever, they're gonna die here. These three fellas. It was fine. So, it was nice. I know, Kezia, who knew? Who knew that the instrument that tortured us all in 5th grade, Cyndi Lauper played a fancy recorder on her special the other night. I didn't know it was such a thing. Really? Zoe, that's a boxer. It was funny. So we had a good time. Good time had by all. Moral of the story, when is Jason going to take Missy on a date? Because frankly, I'm taking Missy on a date tonight. I'm not sure which one of us is the better boyfriend. Jimmy's got a lot to live up to. To the shopping. No. Oh, I meant Jeremy. Sorry. No, Jason's doing a great job. So now I have to plan the next date. There's something I've also noticed that men do, and I would like to know if men will fess up to this. Jason and I don't know where we were. We were sitting quietly somewhere, taking in nature, just sitting and talking. Quiet. All of a sudden he goes, "Hawk! Hawk! See the hawk?" And it didn't say any other words. He just went, "Hawk!" See it? And I was like, is that it? Is that the whole, is the whole conversation? He goes, "Well, I just wanted to see if you saw it." I go, "The hawk?" Jeffrey, we're driving the other day, coming home from somewhere, coming through the city. He goes, "Did you see that bridge? Did you see that bridge over there?" And I said, yeah. He goes, "Well, I don't know if you know it." I go, please don't. Every time we drive by this bridge, you point to the bridge. You tell me that the city of Philadelphia just put in this bike bridge, and you can bike from probably the airport all the way down to like Manayunk. I don't know, it's like a 5-mile bike ride along the river. Okay? I know, I can't see the hawk because I don't have my glasses. Exactly. I said, "You know you point to this bridge every time. Bridge. Bridge." He goes, "Did you see this other bridge? Look at it. This got all kind of rust on it." I go, "Is this what happened? Is this the beginning of just old mandom?" Hawk! Hawk! You guys see it? Okay. Bridge! Bridge. Never complete sentences. Never with any, I point out the bridges. As each side as we drive, it makes me irrationally irritated. Maybe he likes bridges. Well, okay, so Keith, we're on our walking date last night. And we're walking past, somebody probably knows here. It's the old football stadium that's over near Penn. and it's was the biggest one built in the world at one point. And then they of course started building like these mega NFL ones. But there's this, does anybody know what it's called? There's a name of it. I've never been to a game there yet, but I should. So we're walking, but it's old architecture and it's beautiful. We're walking up the stairs on our walking, is it Franklin Field? We're walking up the steps. Now, he's walking behind me. And maybe it's the palestra, I think that's what it is. So Carolyn, he's walking behind me. So my butt is near his face as we're walking up these steps. And then all of a sudden he goes, oh man, look at those arches. And I was like, it's not what I expected on our walking date. He was like, Dena, look at the arches. As you come up here, the arches are just, I go, yeah, no, that's, if the hawk was on the bridge and it was near an arch, his head would have exploded, Bill. Just exploded. Just, all his dreams would have come true. He said, I don't know, he goes, did you see these arches? And I was like, oh, I thought he was gonna say my butt. No, what are, he was like, look at it. Look at, there's arches there. There's arches there. Arches over here. And I was like, yeah, no, those are some big arches. Yep. Just, oh, Denise, it's all going in. Do you appreciate arts, architecture, and hawks? Hawk! Kelly, up until he said arches, I was like, oh, that's cute. He won't tell me. He's like, man, look at those. And I was like, he was like, arches. I was like, no one's ever described them. Described it that way. Me and my sister play a road trip game we call Yell Out Semi every time we see a truck. Yeah. It's just so funny. Hawk. That's why men run the world. Architecture is very important. All right, Donnie, if you say so. If you say so. I feel like, you know how like on old pirate ships, like everybody down here, like working a job, and then there'd be somebody in the hawk. What's that? What's the thing up the top? Hawkeye? No. Everybody wanted to be that guy. Hawk. Like, what's that thing? What's the basket called? Crow's nest. I knew it was a bird. Crow's nest. Everybody wanted to be up there. I think they're all auditioning all the time. That's what I thought, Billy. I thought he was also talking about my buns. But then he said arches, and I was like, I don't think that's the shape. And so I think that all men are drawn to this occupation of being one day, being chosen to be in the crow's nest and be like, you guys are never, there's a bridge, rusty bridge, just, and women in the crow's nest, what would we talk about? If I was in the crow's nest, I bet I need to get down. I do not want to, there's zero reason for me to be up here. Yeah, it's cloudy. It'll eventually rain. Can I please get down? I don't need it. Exactly, Keith. They didn't have to do anything except hawk. That's it. I don't have that. I got too much to do. Don't stick me in his basket. He's the captain, obviously. Yeah. Anyway, all right, I gotta go. It's late. All right, everybody, have a great day. Tonight is Tipsy Tuesday, and it's going to be a special one because we'll be on the road with Missy Hall because we'll be on our date, so you can check in to see how it went. Yeah, it is, Janice. And the whole time that he was walking behind me, he just was looking at somebody else's arches. So we'll see you. All right, well, have a great day, everybody. I'll be bebopping and check in tonight. It'll probably be maybe a little after 9. We've got to get through the tunnel before we can go live, so just stay tuned. And yeah, we'll do Tipsy Tuesday tonight. Thanks for being here. Thanks to our moderators, as always. Have